Welcome! I'm here to tell you today how Tetris not only affects your brain, but can affect all aspects of your life. This is through the Tetris effect. But first, let me tell you the facts. For over 30 years, we have been playing Tetris, and although it's not that complex of a game by today's standards, the way it affects the brain is actually very complex. The entire game is based upon 4 blocks formed in 7 different ways, and these 7 new blocks fall from the screen at a certain speed, and what you have to do is rotate them correctly so that they fit all in a line, and after you have a whole line of blocks in the 10 block by block screen, the line will disappear. Needless to say, I'm a complete Tetris fanatic, and I have been playing for several months now, and I don't think that I'll stop anytime soon. But a British study showed that after playing Tetris for 1.5 hours a day for 3 months, the player's cerebral cortex, which is the outer layer of the brain, became thicker in certain places. These areas of growth play a role in planning of complex, coordinated movements, and multisensory integration such as visual, tactile, auditory, and physiological information. Certain areas of the brain also became more efficient, such as the frontal and parietal lobes that are in charge of critical thinking, reasoning, language, and processing. This game, it combines subtle geometric nuances with hand-eye coordination to create visual harmony. And it helps you analyze different geometric shapes while computing different probabilities of which shape will be coming next. Over time, these players start to get a bit addictive. And what happens is something called the Tetris effect. The Tetris effect applies to players who have been playing for a numerous series of consecutive days and definitely show signs of addiction, such as myself. Even though there's absolutely no way of winning the game, players continue to try and beat their last score in order to feel the rush of adrenaline they had while they were playing. These players, after showing signs of addiction, what happens to them is that during the day, when they are looking at everyday objects, they tend to see the actual Tetris blocks. And subconsciously, in their mind, they start to rotate the blocks so that they will fit together and they will clear the line. This is the Tetris effect. And sometimes in severe cases, or cases such as myself, this has actually happened to me where you're falling asleep, but in your head you're just playing Tetris. You see these shapes falling from the sky, falling from the top of the screen, and in your head you're rotating them even though your eyes are closed and you're trying to go to sleep, and in the back of your mind you're playing Tetris. It can be quite annoying, but if you like the game, then it's fun, you know? So let's say you take this subconscious thinking of Tetris, of the game, and replace it with something a little bit more beneficial. Let's say instead of playing Tetris for 1.5 hours a day for 3 months, you think of 2 things that you're thankful for. And every day you just focus on these 2 things that you're thankful for until they are subconsciously in the back of your mind. What happens is, it'll take the place of the game, and you will be thinking of these things when you're not focused on it, you know? Does anyone in here play an instrument? Maybe? Yeah? Well, let's say you are an amazing piano player and you practiced, it's been 4 years you've been playing, and you've been practicing every day for half an hour, and you go to concerts and you have these amazing skills, you're amazing at playing piano. And then one day you stop. Well, 2 years later, you're not going to be as good as you were before because your brain forgets the skills, because it realizes that it's not part of your everyday need, you know? You don't need to know how to play piano anymore. It's not something that you're practicing. You may maintain most of the skills, but the level that you were at will most likely not be there. You'll have to work again for it. And this may seem very annoying because you want to keep those skills. You don't want to spend 4 years playing piano and then completely forget after 2 years. But it's actually very helpful. It's what your brain does to adapt and to learn and to sufficiently be able to sustain itself. Now let's apply this back to what I was saying about thinking about the 2 things you're grateful for every day. Well, if you think about the 2 things you're grateful for every day, you'll subconsciously stop thinking about the pessimistic ideas. you won't have the bad ideas down. You'll actually feel happier just from focusing on things that you're thankful for, because then your brain puts the things that you're unthankful for in the unnecessary category. It tries to remove it. It realizes that because you're not thinking about it, you don't need to think about it. Now, this is the Tetris effect of trying to subconsciously have different thoughts in your mind and get rid of other thoughts that don't matter. And if you apply this to whatever you want and invest time in studying or playing an instrument or practicing debate or practicing sports, if you invest your time into this and you're thinking about it subconsciously, it'll definitely not only better your performance in those subjects, but if it's something that can benefit you in life, it'll make you a better person. And that's basically how Tetris can make your life better every day. Thank you.